Right, hello, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a special preview for the Championship playoff final. We're going to chat a little bit about the game, a little bit how we're feeling, and just our overall thoughts really. Obviously this Saturday, 5 PM, we've got the big one, the Championship playoff final. Decides our future basically.
Massive game.
We're both going, obviously, we're not sat together.
No.
No,
We'll go on about that in a bit.
I'm in the lower tier, he's still there. But 9 o'clock in the morning or so, we're going to get on the coach.
We're going on the coach, Gord, classic, everywhere we go.
We're going to go down to Wembley, find a pub somewhere, just be around
Villa
Wembley for the whole
everywhere.
day. Yeah.
It's going to be a top day. Right, it's going to be a complete sellout on Saturday. Fulham sold all their allocation out. We'll get into that in a bit. Villa, the next day, sell theirs out, 9 o'clock in the morning. There was about 100 left this morning, went within seconds. It's going to be absolutely electric atmosphere. It's going to be so good.
Right, we're going to talk about Fulham. Obviously, they beat Derby in the semi-finals. They didn't win the first leg. We watched that together. They lost 1-0.
They did not look at
They didn't look good. They had a few chances. They hit the bar, but Derby, I'd say...
Derby played a game that would beat Fulham. You sit back, you absorb the pressure, and then you hit them where it hurts. And that's what Derby are good at anyway. Until
the second leg. They made the mistake of just sitting back, they absorbed the pressure, and at Craven Cottage...
In a tight pitch, Fulham will just absolutely... It's just not going to work.
And
Fulham just hit them hard.
And 1-2-0.
There you go, that man scored again.
Ryan Sessegnon.
And then Odoi scored, the smallest player on the pitch scored a header from a corner.
1-2-0.
There you go, there at Wembley, pitch invasion. And that was that really.
We all know what happened with Villa. We beat Middlesbrough in the semi-final, got a decent 1-0 win away, and then we went home and just absorbed it really, took the 0-0, quite defensive performance. We're really good in defence.
It was a very shaky performance, but realistically, if you look at it from a neutral, we were on top. We had chances to win it. They hit the bar, but apart from that, they had nothing. They had 2 shots on target over both the legs, so
I'd say
we deserve to go through.
Both Fulham and Villa deserve to be at Wembley.
Yeah. Fulham, based on their overall season performance, to be fair, they probably should have gone up over Cardiff, but
they choked.
They choked to a team that we prefer not to mention on the channel, but that's just irrelevant. Right,
we're going to talk about our feelings. Owen, we are in the Championship playoff final.
We've said all season, when we had our little wobble midway through, we were like, we'll just settle for the playoffs. We didn't really think much of it. But now we actually are at the playoff final.
I'm very scared.
I am beyond terrified for this game of football. It can go either way. Our future is decided on this game of football. It is the richest game in football. One team goes up, happy days, they get all the money in the world they want. The other team, they might lose their big players.
We can see that. Well, what happened last year with Reading? You see, they got to the final, and this year they've just imploded.
Reading looked the dominant force over the season, got to Wembley. I think they were pretty. And then Huddersfield, they sneak in at the last minute. They don't score a goal in the playoffs. They get to the penalty shootout and do them.
I was actually there last year. I managed to get a ticket in the Huddersfield end against Reading, and even though I'm not a Huddersfield fan, I've got no connection with that club at all. When it went to penalties, I was just so scared, and I don't even care about Huddersfield. So if that was Villa, I can't imagine how I'm going to feel.
I cannot imagine it goes.
Obviously, I've got my souvenir from that game. Didn't throw it away, did I?
Save it for the Fulham fans.
Come on, Fulham!
Right, so Fulham have not been to Wembley, the new Wembley as it were, at all since it's been built. And the last time they went to Wembley was a very, very long time ago, I believe, 40, 50 years ago, something like that. Now, since the new Wembley has opened, Villa have been there, this will be their 5th time. The first one was against Man United when we lost 2-1 in the Carling Cup final. Second one was months later at Chelsea when we got done 3-0. The next one was more recently at Liverpool in the semi-final of the FA Cup.
We all know what
was an incredible game of football. And then the final of the FA Cup to Arsenal. Now, as a potential omen for the game, the only one of those that I've been to was Liverpool, and I was in the top tier again, which was just the most incredible day. Just atmosphere was rocking, even at 1-0 down. When we scored the equaliser, it was just unbelievable. Then to get the winner, it was just like, wow, what is this?
However, the only game I've been to at the new Wembley was the final. The Arsenal 4-0 obliteration where we just got destroyed. The day itself was so good, and the game was just awful, absolutely awful. We just didn't show up. None of our players showed up. It was just the complete contrast of that Liverpool semi-final. On to the game itself. obviously we've got the players. They came third, we came fourth. That means nothing, to be honest.
No one knows how this game is going to go. Even the neutrals. A lot of the neutrals do not have a clue how this game is going to go. You look at it at one side, Fulham. They've got the ability. They've got the quality where it matters. But like mentioned, they've not been to Wembley. Are they going to cope? Are they going to pressure? They've got a lot of youth in their team. Whereas Villa, they've got the experience. They've had players been there before. More notably, Snodgrass, El Mohammadi were there the last time Bruce got promoted in the playoffs with Hull. So they were both in that team that day. Terry, of course, he's been to Wembley countless times with Chelsea. We've got the players with the experience to do it.
I think the only player that hasn't played at Wembley or has played in big occasions is Sam Johnston. And obviously he's in quite a big role in the squad, being a goalkeeper. But I think with those outfield players, almost all of them playing in big occasions, either at Wembley or not, I think our players, in terms of the players and experience, I think we're definitely on top compared to Fulham.
All the media outlets, all the TV, the radio, all of them are saying, yeah, Fulham have got it, Sessegnon is brilliant. But there's I don't want to feel confident because I don't want to be let down. But I feel like we could do it.
I'm more confident for this game than I was for Middlesbrough away. And that is purely because...
statement.
I know. And that is purely because it's such a big occasion and the players we've got, and we've seen what Fulham can do when they're under pressure. I think we can do it. I'll tell you what, if we don't win, these clips are going to go everywhere on Fulham.
Yeah, there is going to be a lot of abuse hold.
Oh well, what can we do? Let's just hope we win, to be honest.
Anyway, we've mentioned a little bit about Fulham, but we'll go into a bit more detail if you weren't really too aware of what they were like. Direct football. Not like Middlesbrough, but they'll keep the ball, they'll move it around, they'll get it into their players to hold up, players run around.
Quick play. They not their striker, the players around him, they're quick into play, and then they play into Mitrovic, their big centre forward who can hold the ball up and then pop it off to the players running beyond him.
Sessegnon, Kearney, McDonald, any one of those, they'll all...
is that big man who can hold up the ball. I think John Terry is going to be all over Mitrovic in this game. He just needs to keep him quiet.
I think he has the quality to do that. He'll have done that at Chelsea. He'll have had to do that against the likes of...
any big striker anyway. Let's be honest, he's probably played against Ibrahimovic, so...
Yeah, Ibrahimovic, for example. He'll have played against Lukaku, he'll have played against Rooney, he'll have played against those sorts of strikers. Benteke, for example, he will hold the ball, they'll move it on. He'll know what to do.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some key battles to discuss for the game on Saturday. Firstly, the main one I think that's going to be mentioned is the battle of the creative players. Grealish and Tom Kearney. Both players are very creative in their sides and have not so much carried the side, but have been a pivotal factor for both teams this season.
Also, another key factor is probably going to be Alan Hutton versus Sessegnon. We could see what Hutton does when he marks Adama out of the game in the semi-finals. Adama was awful. He couldn't put a cross in to save his life. Hutton all over him, and I think Hutton will do the same again in this game. He'll just be set to be all over Sessegnon and keep him quiet, basically. In terms of injuries in the Villa side, there's been a few rumours about El Mohammadi. Is he going to be fit? Is he not going to be fit? Obviously, he wasn't fit for the second leg against Middlesbrough.
No, James Bree came in. He did all right. He was a little bit scared, bless him, but
and that was at Villa Park,
right,
at Wembley. It's going to be such a massive occasion for him.
I think he might have played there with Horahan for Barnsley, but it's completely different. It's not the level. It's not the pressure. It's not the fans. It's not anything like the Championship.
But that's the only injury concern we've got at the moment.
We've still got like Taylor's out, Axel Tuanzebe's out. I think apart from that,
they're not first team players.
No, they're not really.
Our solid first team's all alright, apart from El Mohammadi. In terms of what team I think will play, I think it's fairly self-explanatory. Johnston in goal, the set back four, Hutton, Chester, Terry. Whether it's going to be El Mohammadi or not, I'm not too sure. But if it is, obviously it'll be El Mohammadi. If it's not, I think it will be Bree stepping up to the plate. Midfield, Horahan, playing that box-to-box role. Jedinak will sit in the defensive midfield role. Grealish, obviously, he's got to play. On the right, Snodgrass. Up front, Grabban. And on the left, Albert Adoma. I don't think he'll play Jonathan Codger in this game. He might come on if we're losing as an impact sub, but he definitely won't start him. Albert Adoma's been very, very good this season, so he'll definitely start him in this game. Yeah,
I wouldn't really change anything. There's a lot of like you read all the stuff in the articles and stuff. People think it might be different with Jedinak. Now, Jedinak was very good against Borough because it was all long ball over the top. He's just there, win everything in the air. Yeah. On the floor, it's a little bit different. Now that's where you start to look at the likes of Whelan or Bjarnason. However, neither of those really have. More so, Whelan doesn't have the legs to last 90, potentially 120 minutes. And Bjarnason probably doesn't really have the experience to sit in the central midfield, especially in a game like this. He only did it against the lesser teams of the league, as it were, the teams that were fighting for relegation, the ones that are just above the relegation zone. And he seemed to do it, but we can't really balls this up. We can't mess this up because one decision goes wrong, that's it. That is our whole season gone.
We'll save our predictions for the video on Saturday. Keep an eye out on the socials, the Twitter, Instagram, whatever, to see what we're up to. Let's be honest, there's going to be loads of Villa fans in the Fulham end.
Villa... Can I answer it?
Basically, I didn't edit that video. No, because I was working with these geezers and they wanted me to film some stuff.
Right, so Villa had a 1 ticket per reference policy and they weren't changing that to stick by that. So every reference you had to buy a ticket on it. Well, you're only allowed 1 ticket, whereas, like I mentioned, Fulham were allowed 5 tickets. So what Fulham were doing is they'll buy all their tickets and they'll flog them onto anyone and everyone. So there is the potential of Villa fans being in the Fulham end on Saturday.
Which will be very funny, to be honest.
Yes, especially if we score.
Also, in terms of Fulham, there's been a few tweets about them producing a hymn sheet. Because not many of their fans, obviously because they're all day trippers, not knowing the songs.
We saw a post, we'll put it in now for you. And like I mentioned, it says that some of the fans might not know the songs. Now, if they don't know the songs, they probably shouldn't be at Wembley.
Anyway, they don't have any songs.
They don't know. I'm not.
It's like come on Fulham.
And just another thing to mention on the whole singing front. A supporters trust to do with Fulham has said that they've designated themselves a specific, in quotation marks, singing section. Now, they want the fans in this section to get all the songs started. Now, if Villa tried to do that, I'm sure you know, they'd get absolute pelters for it.
That's tragic.
The whole of the Villa end is going to be absolutely rocking. So I don't know why Fulham feel the need to have that one section. If that's their way of creating atmosphere, then so be it. But it looks a bit tin pot, really.
Just a little bit.
Also, if I see any Fulham fans sat down...
yeah. I put out a tweet last week. I was watching the FA Cup final. Chelsea, more so Chelsea, but they're all sitting down. You are at a major cup
Wembley.
final.
Why would you
are
sit
you sitting down?
It's not good.
If I see any Villa fans sitting down as well,
oh, that's good. Happy. If any Fulham fans are sat down, watch out. You're going to be on the video.
Yeah, I'm going to zoom in on all of you.
And then the final thing to mention with Fulham that seems to be like a reoccurring theme throughout the season is these. The clappers.
Come on, Fulham.
Now, this was from the Huddersfield playoff that Max mentioned he went to, but still, Fulham are certain that they want to take clappers to Wembley. Now, any club that takes clappers to a football match, or just in general, just takes clappers to try and create an atmosphere is, again, it screams very plastic and that their fans cannot create an atmosphere.
And they can't, as we've seen, because we both went to Fulham away and the atmosphere was crap. Yeah, they beat us 2-0. But all they did was whip these out. Come on, Fulham!
And it's just annoying after a while. Yeah. When you've got like 20,000 people all going and giving it all that. Just shut up.
Anyway, this has turned into like a little bit of a Fulham podcast.
Yes, we should probably go back onto the Villa.
Obviously, we'll both be there on Saturday. We'll be walking. We're not sat next to each other, but we'll be with each other until we go into the ground.
Yeah.
If you see us, feel free to come and see us. We'll get you on the video.
We can have photos, but we're not that popular. But we'll have some photos with you if you want.
We'll get you on the video if you want to be. Yeah, we want lots of people on the video. It's going to be a long video.
Yeah, so just come and stop us. We'll keep on the social media, on Max's Twitter, on my Twitter, Snapchats, whatever, where we are at any given time. Come and say hi to us.
Right, that's it basically. We've got an arduous wait now. Very, very nervous till Saturday. I'm also excited. I can't wait.
I'm very, very excited. But yeah, there's that. It's like the Blues game to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm buzzing for it, but there is that fear of losing, and it's going to be a very, very depressing evening if we don't win.
But let's not think about that.
We don't want to think about that, we want to think positive.
Positive vibes.
It's going to be a cracking day.
We'll see you then.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Still I get my money, still I get my money. You still acting funny, you still acting dumb.